Good evening. Welcome to the reading of my short story, A Mirror. He was running on a barely existent forest trail, pushing through thick brushes and even thicker darkness. He was breathing heavily. His heart was pounding out of his chest, but not out of fatigue, out of fear. He was terrified he wouldn't be able to get away. He tripped over the root of a sinister-looking tree and collapsed to the ground. He glanced back and listened. The growling was getting louder, closer. He leapt back to his feet and continued running. He knew he must be close to the main road now. The main road was snuggled between the forest and the city, and after he crosses it, he'll be in the city and he'll be safe. When he finally spotted it, that asphalt river that was separating the forest from the concrete jungle, he almost started to weep. He managed to reach it. Though, as he was crossing it, he could have sworn he felt a warm breath on his neck and a quiet growl in his ear. But after he turned around, there was nothing there. He was finally safe there, in the city, protected by the streetlights. But then the lights went out and the entire city was swallowed by darkness. And darkness was followed by fear. And fear was followed by that sinister growling that was feeding it, making it grow, making it morph into terror. He felt a warm breath on his neck again, but this time he didn't turn around. He ran like the wind. He knew this town. This was his town. He'll reach his house and he'll be safe in there. He felt a shadow brush against his elbow. He screamed. But he did not slow down. Quite the opposite. He finally reached his house, stumbled inside, and quickly locked the door after himself. He breathed a short sigh of relief and, barely standing on his shaking legs, found his way to the fireplace. There were still a few smoldering embers there. He tossed a few logs over them, and several ravenous flames sprouted from underneath. He was safe. Finally. Suddenly, he got startled by the sound of a breaking glass. He felt the cold wind against his skin. He heard a quiet, sinister growling that was very slowly, mercilessly slowly, getting closer. He saw the outlines of an enormous beast prowling in darkness. He saw two burning embers of its eyes. The blood froze in his veins. He couldn't move, his eyes wide in terror. Finally, he managed a scream. "What do you want from me?" The beast leapt from the darkness, grabbed him by the lapels, and growling in his face, pinned him to the wall. "Look at me!" It growled in a familiar, but yet very foreign voice. That was when he realized his eyes were firmly shut. The fear would not let him lift his eyelids. "Look at me!" howled the beast in a voice that made the ground shake and forced his eyes to open. The face he saw, the face that was adorned by the most sinister smile imaginable, that face was the most horrifying thing he had ever seen, and it undeniably and absolutely belonged to him. Hours later, he was found in his house, next to an extinguished fireplace, screaming, wailing, trying to fight off some, as it seemed, non-existent, but to him, a very real beast. And also, soon it was discovered that there was one thing that terrified him even more than that beast of his. A mirror. Thank you for listening. A Mirror by me. If you keep coming back to this channel, please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you next week with another story.